Alright, we should be back. See, that didn't take that long, right? I guess while I'm here... Wait, did it not reset? Oh, no, it did. Okay, never mind. I was gonna say, like, how did stream not reset through that? Because I would be really annoyed if it didn't, considering that would mean I would have to bother to highlight the thing out, but whatever, it's fine. Actually, while I'm here, I might as well do this while I'm here, is change the category on the last stream, because... Oh, here we go, the fucking intro. I just love, like, every single time I start stream with this game, like, this just starts, like, immediately after I start the stream. But either way, just making sure everything is good. Okay, I think we're good. So I'll play this for another hour and a half to 2 hours. We'll see. I guess I'll just continue on the main story. I might as well now, right? I've already done all the grinding I need to do last time. Am I surprised the AU edit hasn't been blatantly obvious? Yeah. I mean, again, like, I feel like the thing is, like, I think we'll have to see who the winner is to, like, determine things. Because, like, if it's George, then, like, technically it was there the entire time. It's just that it's, like, not... Like, I think it's kind of like with David, where, like, with David, it was a situation where, like, I didn't really feel like David was, like, for sure winning until, like, probably, like, a few episodes before the merge. Mainly because it was, like, so in your face that I was like, well, it can't be this obvious. And then it just was. But, like, if George ends up winning, then it's like, technically it was obvious the entire time. I just, like, didn't want to believe it, I guess. I think Shawnee would be a bit more traditional. Yeah, I think that's it, though, right? At this point, like, I mean, like, everyone else would have a weird winner's edit by this point. Maybe, like, Sean had a good one until the merge-ish, and then it... Like, until probably, like, the Simon situation, I think it kind of went downhill from there. Yeah, I think, like, how blatantly people are talking about how George is going to win if he gets to the end. It's, like, practically, it seems unlikely he gets to the end. It's, like, how do they let him get there?
Edward, your constant friendship has been my most treasured find on these
Wow.
seas. Well above gold and silver and rum, I prize the courage you have inspired in me this year.
I find it funny how, like, this is the farewell scene to Bonnet when we're, like, not even halfway through the game yet. It's, like, this is just the final scene he's in for some reason. We're gonna rank Maddie as a first boot again. She's second. Best first boot to not be fair play. Yeah, loved the God's Judgment. That was a great episode, too. I feel like that's kind of the peak of the season. The rest of the season's just kind of okay, but yeah, like that stretch there of, like, to me, I think it's episode 6, right? The episode with the token immortality. That's probably like an all-time great episode of reality TV ever. And, like, I know a lot of people hate how, like, Doohee goes out and everything, and, like, that was a big controversy at the time. To where, like, even like Yu Young got, like, a lot of like flack for that, to where, like, she lost, like, jobs over that situation. But so it's like it's such a great, like, sequence of events in that episode. And then yeah, the God's Judgment, like, right after that is also, like, just incredible.
By using your organs for chum and your bones for cha.
Simon for win. I think it'd be a fun Simon win. It's not happening, right? But, like, I would be happy if a Simon win. It'd be a fun. It would be a fun arc for him. Yeah, I think it was all-time great tribal, the 44 all-time great first tribal. I listened to Shannon Gus's podcast, and, like, she's, like, very negative on 44's premiere, and, like, I get it. And, like, to be fair, I have the same criticisms. I just feel like they don't bother me as much. And the fact that, like, okay, everyone's playing poorly. a lot of it isn't properly explained.
I'll handle it. Give me a day.
Again, like the overall like Advantage Island, like the mechanics there, like got worse for some reason. There's definitely a lot of criticisms to have at the premiere, but I still had fun with it. I think the second half of it in particular is really great.
There's movement up ahead. Is it soldiers?
Yeah, I feel like she just like didn't she wasn't entertained by like the
I propose we follow.
by the fact that everyone was playing poorly. It was more so just like kind of annoyed that everyone was playing poorly.
Loose the stunts.
What you thinking?
Which I can get if you're like fully in the strategy world, but then like she's like super big into like she's talking about how like Heroes vs Villains like one of the funniest seasons ever or whatever.
Ways to avoid paying
No.
it out.
Yeah, I think bad gameplay is entertaining. I think that like I will say there is legitimate criticism to this episode and the fact that I don't think they explain things properly. Like I think the fact that like we had to get exit press to like find out that like Jamie was on the bottom and that's why she plays her shot in the dark. And I think the fact that like still like half the cast or half the tribe didn't even end up voting is still pretty ridiculous. Like it is dumb, but that's like kind of what makes it fun is like how dumb it is. But it is like just from a game standpoint, it is stupid. That this is the point in Survivor that we're at where like that could even be a thing where half the people aren't even voting at the first tribal, and only 3 votes are cast. Like that, like Survivors actually allowed themselves to have mechanics that allow for that to happen.
Avoid paying it out.
Alright, so let's find where
This mission sucks, dude. No wonder I stopped here. Out 6 of season 2 has been your favorite so far. Yeah, again, it's fantastic. Like I just wish I could watch it for a first time again. I think that's my big thing with the Genius. Like I wish I like lost all memory of the Genius so that I can watch it for a first time again. Because I think that would be a fun experience. Even rewatching, I'm excited to rewatch season 2. Like for me, some of my all-time favorite moments in the Genius are on season 2. And again, like while the season as a whole like is probably not as consistent as the other ones. Ooh, this is bad. Like I think definitely like it's a season of like high highs and like somewhat low lows. But again, for the Genius, that's not saying much considering I just think the entire show is fantastic.
Furl all sails. Use the mains.
But I will say, like season 3 in particular, like that took me a while to grow on. I feel like
Keep her at half sail, Captain. Speed
where I didn't like it the first time I watched it, and it wasn't until rewatching it I enjoyed it a lot more. I'm fucking this up so bad, dude. Can I not go through here? Oh, that's bad. Do I just restart checkpoint? I think I fucked this up really bad. Yeah, let's just do that. Oh yeah, I think Simon's back if he wants it, probably. Like next time there's an All-Star season, why not? Oh wait, is this the beginning? There was a checkpoint since the beginning?
There's movement up ahead.
Oh, whatever.
Aye, and in something of a hurry.
To me, I think the main matches are like very hit or miss. Like I think like I forgot, have you watched Layoff yet? Like that's one that stands out to me of like one that's like really bad. But I think it is hit or miss for me with season 2's main matches.
So it's a good bet. Someone out there has prepared the medicines.
Layoff is next episode, okay. Yeah, I'm not... Like, Layoff is essentially a modified version of Food Chain. But I feel like it's a way more convoluted version of it. And one that, like, based on the format of the round, it gives people big... I don't know, it's kind of broken. And two, actually, like, actually, now I think about it, Season 1 does have broken, like, main matches. And I do talk about it in the video. But, like, I mean, you have, like, Abundance and Famine's really dumb. The Catch the Burglar is really bad. Even though, like, it made for good episodes, but, like, it is a bad game. Yeah, like, 5-5 is pretty broken, too. So yeah, I guess now I think about it, there are a lot of bad main matches in season 1.
Clue up, short and safe.
Wait, what? Why does it say that's open? But there's like, okay, whatever. I like zombie games. Fine. I mean, like I feel like it's a game that's like very tough for the zombies to actually win, and like they gamed the game essentially by creating a majority alliance of people that they knew were not zombies. And through like having the cures and then being able to buy cures, it's like there's almost no chance the zombies win. And then also like the zombies get like caught like right away. But I still think it made for a fun episode. But yeah, like the game itself is not great.
Careful with the banks.
And to actually, now I think about it, that really goes for a lot of episodes. Like, really, like, yeah, season 1 is actually not great when it comes to main matches.
More sail, all we've got.
Because like you have 1, 2, 3 game, which that's fine. That's like a solid like first introductory game. Election game is essentially just a straight up social strategy game. Like it's fine for what it is, but like it's not really very geniusy. Even though again it plays on the best possible way of like Gura just gaming it, but if it wasn't for that, it would have been really boring. Like if it was the Genius Netherlands, that would be the most boring game possible. Then again, Buns of Famine's broken. Zombie game's not particularly great, but like again, still made for a good episode. Scamming Horse Race is okay, but like I think like confined Scamming Horse Race is not that great. Because like the entire greatness of, or I think like the thing that made the original so entertaining was the fact that like everyone was wrong. And I think it's a situation where like if it wasn't for Yunji, that would probably be a really boring episode. And then yeah, Catch the Burglars broken. Who else is there?
I see them.
Kong's Dilemma is really good.
Let us hope the river remains this wide.
And yeah, again, 5-5 game's bad. Find Scamming Horse Race. I think that's everything, right?
If we run aground here, we may never get out.
A tall British lad. But I am hosting a 3 to 4 hour game. Yeah, that's the 11th. That's on Saturday, right? Yeah, I'm actually not available. It's actually one of the only days I'm working in the next like week. But yeah, sounds interesting. Good chance. Yeah, I believe I've heard like Everything Everywhere All at Once is gaining traction, right?
All we've got. Come off the wind, something. Catch the wind.
They're getting away, Captain.
Then I'll have to go on with
Yeah, so it's like one of only 5 movies to
I'll
win
be back.
all of them. Like, yeah, I think it'd be cool if they won. Like, it just feels weird that the Daniels, they're the ones that did Swiss Army Man, right? Like, to think of them as these, like making this, like, potentially all-time great movie. It's just kind of weird. Yeah, like, the Genius is not, like, the easiest show to find anymore, which is kind of annoying. It used to be, like, on YouTube. And then, like, after that, it was on, like, Daily Motion, like, really accessible. Oh, did I fuck this up? Am I supposed to still be on there? Yeah, it is here. Okay, we're good. No, I still haven't watched Everything Everywhere All at Once. It's on a streaming service that I don't have, if I remember right. It's on Showtime, right? I think it's on Showtime. So I don't know. I could go like watch it illegally, but yeah, never did that. BLM are my initials. Saddest medevac. Like scooping at the time, maybe. Russ Swan is probably another one.
They'll be hunted down eventually. Every last one of them.
Who's that there?
Two old gators come for their supper.
I should have on a better streaming service. They should have just gone on a better one. Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing what it is, your game. Feel bad for Bruce. Yeah, I felt bad for Bruce too. I think, like, to be fair, Bruce would definitely be in consideration if it wasn't for the fact that he's coming back. But it's like we kind of know he's coming back now, so like to me it's like not as sad anymore because it's like he's getting another chance. I think Pat's is pretty sad. Pat's pretty sad. Oh wait, what? Oh, okay, cool. I fucked that up, I guess. Oh, what? I have to do the entire thing again? Oh, well, that's great. And that's also great. I'm just gonna let myself die. Yeah, like Caleb's is kind of like sad-ish, but like it's Caleb though, so it's like and also he got another chance anyway, so it's like he's probably good. I mean, is he though? I mean, I guess he like did worse the second time around. I actually find that so funny that Caleb actually did worse the second time around than he did the first time. It's like they literally bring him back just for him to be the third boot. Oh, okay. Yep, definitely intend to do that. Oh, this is the playlist. So what is it, like a sequester style thing? Who's a better boot relative to their game, Maddie or Cameron? Probably probably Maddie. I mean, because like, actually, I don't know. Like, I mean, because like, obviously Cameron didn't really get much of a shot, but like, at least he is like genuinely voted out by the majority of the house, while Maddie got voted out of one vote, but like, she got more of a fair shake. And she could have just not put the votes on Brandon. But I don't know. I think I would go Maddie. Wait, how did I? Okay, well this is great. I'll have to fail this again now, right?
It was a crocodile, wasn't it? It's coming straight for us. I can feel it.
Yeah, it's cool to see someone try to follow up on Sequester. Is Sequester completely gone at this point, by the way? I assume it is, right? Oh, okay, well that's great. Considering I don't think they're like Twitter has posted anything since the last season. That was all the controversy.
Almost there. Good. Captain Wyatt is not a patient man.
How do you think Bruce would have gone if he stayed? I think we'll have to see how this next, like whenever Tika goes to tribal, like how that plays out.
Hello.
and then like if it's just, like I think so based on like what we've heard from his active press, it seemed like he was close to Carolyn. Though like from the show we see Carson Sarah Helen have an alliance. So it's like, but also it's like Bruce is injured. Like, are we still under the context of Bruce injured? If Bruce is still injured, I think they might just vote Bruce anyway because he's injured. If he's not injured, then at that point I think it's probably like which side budges probably. Or I guess Jam Jam could just side with the other side and then like just vote out Bruce anyway. I don't know, like realistically, I don't think Bruce was like in it for the long haul. I think he was probably going to be like one of the first boots of his tribe anyway. Okay, no other way. See, like I don't think Carolyn and Jam Jam are like I think like you would think they're fucked by the fact that we saw this alliance form without them, but I think by the fact that they're getting much bigger edits than Sarah and Helen, it makes me think that Sarah and Helen are going to be boots first.
I apologize.
Because Sarah and Helen are like the only content they're getting is like so circumstantial. Well, like Carolyn and Jam Jam are being set up to be these like really big players,
No change,
or
sir.
really big characters, I should say.
Yet to kill or maim any of the captives, near as we can tell. Perhaps it's time to
surrender.
I don't even know why I went up there. How did they not see me? That's actually really stupid, but whatever. Yeah, it sucks that Audrey just fucked everything up.
I've been entrusted with
I said this last time. That, like, I think Sequester Season 4 is like the best season
no matter how fierce his
of the show in terms of production value and everything. I think it had a lot of potential moving forward.
long as the supply
I also think it had like an interesting like dynamic to it in the fact that like you had the Sequester minis play into the Sequester main show.
to the mansion.
Yeah, well, that's just kind of wasted now.
Intruder, help!
Yeah, like that's what I've been saying that too. Is that like yeah, the fact that they like literally opened the show on Carolyn getting in confessional, on like we've never seen before ever. The show literally start with a cold open of a confessional. It's like I feel like Carolyn's definitely a big character of the season. Like why would they even have that there if she's like second boot? Okay, that was close. I missed? Okay, whatever. I think I'm fucked. Alright, well, that's great. Yeah, I might as well just fail now. Bruce was really only in the game for 20 minutes, then he had a headache for 12 hours, yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think if he was, like, able to stay, I think he would have just been voted out anyway. But if we're talking about like a situation where like he doesn't get the injury to begin with, then like again maybe he's able to play a bit harder. But like I don't really see that out of Bruce. I kind of just see him being like this like more like loyal, affable guy. But I do see like him, Carolyn, Jam Jam like kind of as a potential trio. So it's just like about like swinging over someone else. Yeah, Audrey proved I should have had Big Blood Fire, yeah.
what the hell? Hey!
I really hate this mission. There we go, finally. Alright, got it.
Oh God! Oh God, save me!
Oh yeah, I think that's probably his biggest asset, right? Is that Bruce is like the leader of the tribe, and that he's probably the most physical. But also, it's like, could it be like an Abraham situation where they just vote out Abraham first?
And now we'll get it.
Though I think a major difference there is that like that tribe still had like Voce and Xander, and also there was like this all women's alliance that formed. So like I feel like they were all like willing to cut Abraham in there. Where like with Bruce, like there's not really like, yeah, there's probably not as like strong of an anti-Bruce contingent.
What's the take? 2 grades. And the means for...
So yeah, they probably would just go for Carolyn first, right?
That's what you thinking, precious little of that these days. You hear that, Mr. Rags? Well,
How was Suzette's game on Sequester? I didn't watch it, so I didn't watch any of the. So she won a like online version of Sequester, like not even the mini. Like she won like a full online Sequester game. See, I didn't watch that season, but I heard she was actually pretty good. But like it's BB Twitter saying that, so I don't really fully trust it.
We
But
got some business in the north.
You're done, aren't you? Giving up on us.
yeah, we talked about it. That Bruce is going to be on 45 probably. It's
I'm
weird.
in my 4th decade on this earth. And if I don't find
And
something...
yeah, I want it to be a medevac season. I want it to be like Philippines.
Cozy voyage. I'd rather sink to the devil.
Thoughts on Sean?
than call myself
I don't think it's looking great. Yeah, I think his winning chances are done. I wouldn't be surprised if he's the next boot.
Wheel me again, lad.
So yeah, in the preview, we see that George wants to target Simon,
The one below.
but Shawnee and Liz don't. So my question is like, who do Shawnee and Liz want to target? Like, are they gonna? And like, are they trying to like make it seem like they're gonna target George? I don't think they are. And that seems like a pretty rash move to make at this point. But my question is, who are they going to target, though? Like, is this just like a Civil War sort of thing of like, okay, who's like they think that they have a closer relationship to Simon, while like George like maybe thinks he can work with like Sean, and it's like a fight between those two or something. I forgot about Modern Day. I completely forgot there was a Modern Day segment.
Are you ready? He's waiting for us.
Gotta love AC4 Modern Day.
I just watched some of your footage.
Jeff Probst explicitly said that anytime you want to be on, you're
We all
on.
got so excited that we started talking.
Like, he didn't say next All-Star season. He said next time, like, if you want to be on, you're on.
Telling a story.
And Bruce has already confirmed that he is ready, that he's going, so it's probably 45 or 46.
Then we cut to him leaping across the deck of his boat and...
Like, I think it's for sure in this next cycle.
But jumping around the deck of his ship, swinging from ropes and fighting like...
I mean, yeah, obviously they wouldn't let him on all winners.
Manipulate some of the existing players. Look
But it would be funny if he tried. Like, yeah, imagine if he's like holding out. Imagine if he's like, oh yeah, I'm not gonna go on to Winners of War 2. I'm waiting for Winners of War 2. Imagine if production gave someone the invite like that. Of like, yeah, whenever you want to be on, you can go on, and then like they actually like wasted the time and like said, yeah, I'm waiting for this like one specific season.
right?
Hi, Melanie. I saw you just walked in. I need a few minutes with you alone. Leticia is on the phone and we're discussing the Kenway project.
Oh, yes, of course. Sorry about this.
Is this the one that I have to go outside? I think it is, right?
Shouldn't be long.
It would have been cool to see reaction to news. Yeah, I don't know why that was in the podcast. Like, you would think that they would get his reaction on the podcast. Now, again, we've seen, like, exit interviews where he reacts to it. Like, obviously not, like, like, it wasn't, like, he already knew about it, obviously. But, like, he seems, like, obviously really excited and everything. So it's, like, I will say, Bruce, in his exit interviews, obviously came off really likable. Did come off a little bit awkward when talking about the game. Which does make me worried about like overall game potential, but he does seem like a really likable guy at least. So at least there's that.
I'll update your communicator. Oh, this is an interesting security measure. It looks like you need to find the right combination of numbers to adjust.
Yeah, I do wonder, like, is Bruce, like, how hard is Bruce pre-gaming? Like, is Bruce, like, talking to Pat Cusick every day? Like, oh yeah, we're on the island together. Like, are they the next coming of Scoopin and Penner? 752, right? Yeah. His preseason interview is so anxious. Yeah, I don't even remember his preseason interview anymore. I remember I wasn't like super high on him based on his interview. I don't remember why though.
Uh-huh.
I understand that, Leticia. I'm
Yeah,
sorry
group
to
chat.
keep up.
Again, they're not bringing back Courtney Moon. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, do they even know who Courtney Moon is? Like, I thought about that, like, if I ever do, like, do a video about, forgotten, like, people that Jeff Probst has forgotten about. I'm pretty sure Courtney Moon is one of those people. Like, I don't know if Jeff Probst remembers who Courtney Moon is.
Dirty money buys clean hospitals. You get it? We're on board, Letitia. Rest assured. We have our best.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering, too. Yeah, like, I think that's, like, a kind of an interesting dynamic. Say, are 45 newbies, like, contacting Bruce?
Thank you. The both of you.
I'm sure they're kind of, like, I feel like they would be worried, right? Because, like, usually newbies are, like, more worried about production stuff. So, like, they'd probably be a bit more worried about, like, reaching out to Bruce, to, like, in the case they get caught. But it would be funny if, like, we find out that, like, a whole bunch of 45 reached out to Bruce for pregame alliances.
So.
Yeah, hopefully not next coming of Scoopin'.
We do as the lady says. Focus on the observatory.
2018 DM'd cast on Discord. You thought you were Bradley.
I'm curious about this shareholders meeting.
Actually, I wonder if Jeff Probst remembers Bradley by this
Break
point.
into Olivier's office and see if you can find his schedule. Oh,
I feel like,
that idea? Well, how about I blow
I
the
think he might have forgotten
whistle
about
on you,
Bradley at this
hacker?
point.
I own you. What I mean is, I don't.
It is weird to think that Ghost Island was already 8 seasons ago.
Now, step over to the window.
Was he high on Bradley? I thought he was low on Bradley. I could be wrong.
You can't waltz into Olivier's office through the front door, so I've opened another route. Up we go.
Because wasn't that a thing that was talked about that, like, supposedly production didn't like Bradley?
Sounds like crackpot stuff, I know. But then again, the moon landing was fake, right? So,
And, like, wasn't he upset that he didn't get the call for 40?
all right. Either you walk through that door or throw yourself off the terrace. Those are your options. Oh, well done, kiddo. Find his computer. Make it snap.
No, I just remember, like, wasn't there, like, some, like, thing about, like,
As the data there are security programs.
like him being upset at production for something?
You need to sneak past them, or they will destroy your data and send it back home.
Oh, cool. I mean, I'm talking about, like, postseason. Okay, cool. Yeah, thank God Assassin's Creed has a fucking Frogger puzzle game. That's what everyone wanted. Okay, that was me being an idiot. There we go. Oh, that was oh yeah, that was what actually I kind of forgot about it. That was what it was. Is like there's this like feud between Dan Rengering, right, and and Bradley. I think that's where it came from. I kind of forgot about that until now.
Now, get down to the lobby. There's a courier waiting. Yeah, that's right.
Oh yeah, that's what it was too. Yeah, he was upset about his edit. He was upset that they like showed him like more as this like kind of like him being upset with the sand and everything more than like his actual gameplay, right? This is the most riveting gameplay of having to wait for the receptionist to get off the call.
As gullible as ever.
It's so stupid they actually like I love how like all this means nothing. Entire instance of First Will.
Now, hurry down to the lobby before I remotely detonate.
It's because I had an awful edit. Yeah. Yeah, like they didn't even show like Dominic throwing the challenge, right? And it's like pretended like it was just Dominic sucking. Yeah, like even Wendell got like a really quiet edit for his archetype, so there's a lot of weird edit stuff with Ghost Island. Ghost Island really just like feel like it's so weird that it's in the 30s because it really feels like a season from like like early, like it feels like a season from the Dark Ages, in terms of like how it's cast and everything.
Hey there.
It's like, why was like Jenna on that season? Like, why was Seabass? Why was Libby?
Let's see it.
There's a lot of like no names on that season.
Conference in Chicago. Very nice. Thanks for this. We'll be in touch.
Angela, obviously.
Text me.
Stuff it, Hastings.
I think Survivors always hated it when people threw challenges.
You didn't get hacked, did you?
I don't think it's a modern thing. I think it's always.
Well done, friend. Very well
Like,
done.
even in like China, when like PG and Jamie were doing it, and it was actually like good for their game. They like demonized it and showed them as like idiots.
We'll be in touch.
Why they hate it? Because they want challenges to matter. Because that's the entire point of having challenges on the show.
Yeah, just like that.
Similar kinds of
I don't know if AU loves it either. I just think they're like not like gonna not show it though.
I've an awful feeling about this.
But I assume AU hates it
You'll be hurt
also.
out there. I couldn't handle that.
I'll be careful, I promise. And when I'm flush with coin and set up, I'll send for you.
Thing I think with AU, like with this season in particular, it's like it's George hamming it up, so at least they're like happy with that.
I can't promise I'll come, Edward. If you leave on this fool's errand...
Jeff like Libby a lot.
Can't
Well,
promise anything.
I doubt he remembers her anymore though.
Not when I need your
Oh, you're
favor.
ranking every reality TV host? I've thought about it. I think like kind of the reason why I don't have it like top of mind is because like I don't know, it's kind of like an arbitrary list to a degree of like, because like I haven't watched every reality show. So it's like I guess like I would only be including obviously the shows that I watch, but then it's like it doesn't feel like a complete list really. Like I think maybe like doing ranking every like Survivor host maybe like could do that, and then ranking. I guess there's not that many Big Brother ones, are there? But still, it's like I guess I could do like rank every Survivor host for sure. But just in terms of reality TV as a whole, it just feels like I'm kind of like lacking on a lot of other shows. I've definitely grown on JLP over time. I would say I did not love JLP early on. Like he was fine. Like I didn't like hate him, but like for me it's like I thought Jeff Probst was like way better, and then I thought like Nico was better by a good chunk too. But I think I'm at the point now where like I think JLP might be the best modern host. I'll probably give to talk to this random woman to do a tailing mission for people that are over there. It's like, why do I have to talk to her? Nick Lachey? What's Nick Lachey host? I don't remember. Oh, he does Perfect Match, right? I kind of forgot about that. Yeah, I need to watch Perfect Match. That's gonna be a mess. I hear it's good-ish. Like I think it's a love show at the end of the day, so it's like I don't know how much I'm gonna actually like it, but like it should be interesting at least.
Charles Vane, Ben Hornigold, and Ed Thatch.
No, I think my opinion's gone up on JLP. I just think like recently he's like been
What the hell is Hornigold doing?
just in general doing better with like asking like pointed questions and like getting answers out of people. Where like, I think and like to be fair, I think my opinion of Jeff Probst in recent seasons has gone down also. Like my opinion of Jeff as a host hasn't necessarily gone down. I just think like his approach to Survivor in the modern day is not what I want it to be. Where like it seems like he's like a lot more like lenient on people nowadays in terms of like letting them essentially say nothing at Tribal.
Only wait a while longer, Governor Rogers. These rascals will show their true colors in time.
I think JLP just like tried too hard to like kind of mimic Jeff Probst, but like didn't really have the like the game knowledge to really back that up, I guess.
Wants them eradicated, above all else.
I think he was like very loose with information a lot early on. Which, to be fair, like just this season, he had the moment with revealing the cookie idol thing, but I didn't think that really mattered. Like, I didn't really have an issue with that.
As close to one as we've ever had. Incredible.
Be like, I think GLP like himself has like kind of become a character on the show, right? Like everyone just like is like anticipating his like final say at Tribal and stuff. But I think he's like kind of built his own personality at this point. That isn't him like trying to just be another Jeff Probst.
And take this shanty town as if it were your own.
Like, I don't like Jeff. Not like I think the problem with the way that Jeff handles Survivor now is that it's boring. At least the Tribal just being a massive waste of time, and for some reason they're still showing it. Just because it's a lot of like no one saying like what they actually think. Like it makes it like, what's the point of this even being here? And I never like loved Tribals just in general, but I think it's definitely gotten worse in the modern day. Thank you, Tall British Lad, for 100 bits. And I wish I had alerts set up. I'm just too lazy to actually get it set up. Would JLP be a good Survivor player? I don't know. I think Jeff would be a better Survivor player. Like, I think Jeff without, like, obviously people knowing he's the host of Survivor, I think would be a legitimately great Survivor player. JLP, I'm a bit more unsure. And then Nico, I think I probably lean... I don't know. I guess Nico could do okay, but... I think he's probably a bit more highly variant. Oh, Dicko would be the best player ever, obviously. Gotta love Dicko. Gotta love, can I even remember their names? The two UK hosts both had the same name, right? It was like Mark or Matt or something, right? Like it was two hosts for the 2 seasons, right? But like they both had the same first name. And then what, Lincoln Holmes? Is that the name of the first AU host? Something like that, right? He would be the best player ever. Actually, what was the first... No, Mark was the name of the first SA host, right? I also still find it funny that the first host of SA was like a guy that applied to be on the show. Like, how weird would that be? Like, if Jeff Probst, like, turned out he applied for Borneo. Why do a ranking of every AU and SA player? I will do AU. I don't know about SA. I am hidden. Why is it? Oh, okay, I guess going. Okay, cool. But yeah, AU, I've said on stream that I'm thinking about doing it like probably like 2 years from now. Where next year the plan is to do Big Brother US. And I'm thinking the year after that might be Australian Survivor. So also I kind of like want to, like, I feel like waiting till season 10 feels right. Or like maybe I'll just do it like a bit later in the year, because like normally I would want to do it around like the anniversary of the channel, which is in February, but that means season 10 will be airing at that point. So like I might wait until like a bit later in the year to do that one, but I might do Australian Survivor then, and then Survivor US will probably be after 50. Yeah, rank every BBUS player is the plan for probably February of next year. It'll probably be in parts. 4 parts, I think, I've decided. I think what I'm going to do is it's 330 something players, I think, something like that. I counted it before. It was somewhere in that range. The plan is probably 4 parts. Part 1 is the 300 something until like 250. And then 250 to 150, 150 to 50, and then last video's top 50. It'll probably be 2 weeks worth of videos. Mark Austin and Mark Nicholas. I could like Mark Austin. That sounds about right. Mark Nicholas. That sounds like a fake name. What do I want to see host? Jeff, if he played. I would like Boston Rob or someone like that. I think like if it's like specifically for like their interactions with Jeff. I like Boston Rob, Colby, like one of these like Survivor friends, you know. I feel like they'll be too chummy though, right? So maybe make it like someone he has a bad relationship. Make it like Russell Hantz or something, like someone he has a bad relationship with. Or make it Randy Bailey. That'll be hilarious. Randy Bailey hosting Survivor. Or imagine if it's like Coach. That'll be funny too.
And all our governors and commanders of any forts, castles,
like to see like Coach calling out Jeff Probst on his hypocrisy. That'll be kind of funny. Okay, I fucked this up. Okay, it was Mark Bailey. What's that say? So is that just a thing? Is that every Survivor host needs to be named Mark? Yeah, Randy hates Jeff. That's why I think it would be funny. Cool. Yeah, like to have like the Coach Jeff dynamic from Tocantins, but reversed. I think that would just be hilarious. I'm actually doing the entire thing again. Yeah, Joel doesn't sound right for a Survivor host name. I really, it doesn't matter though, does it? It realistically doesn't matter at all. But like, I don't know. It just seems weird that like, I don't know, like you calling host Joel. I guess for Jonathan sounds weird too, which is why I think JLP kind of works a lot more now. Like Jeff sounds right. Mark is fine. That guy's literally walking around in circles. Colton, yeah. Like imagine like Colton like calling out Jeff for wanting to quit. That'd be hilarious.
And all our officers, civil and military, to seize and take such of the pirates who shall refuse or neglect.
Nico, I think Nico's fine. Not like a number one name or anything, but it's kind of like Survivor-y enough. Okay, well that didn't work at all. Please. There we go.
I pray you take
What's
the
Randy
prudent
Bailey?
course, gentlemen, and accept the king's pardon as soon as your hearts allow.
It just dawned on me that
All of you will be confined in the
yeah. Randy just hates Jeff, and it's for a while.
I'm sorry for this.
Even in like his podcast on IGP, you just bash on Jeff.
The governor puts it far too brightly, maggots. Take this message home. Accept the king's protection forthwith, or we will raise this.
Why is he hating? I just think he doesn't like the way that Jeff like handles the show. I mean, like Randy's been saying this for like ever since Heroes vs. Villains, essentially, about how Survivor's been going downhill. So it's like, I mean, I think he's always just been extremely negative on modern Survivor ever since he played.
Look on this as a stroke of fortune.
Dale would be a funny name for Survivor host. Yeah, that wouldn't sound right.
Thanks.
I'll be hanged before I surrender to that Bobby.
Check your head, Vane.
Last names work better. Yeah, I think that's probably a thing too. Like Probst. Is there any? I don't think I've ever like seen anyone else named Probst outside of Jeff Probst.
It's truth his talent.
And you whelps can't
Like,
handle
is there
it.
any other like
But you,
celebrity that's named
folk
Probst?
from
No,
Harry
right?
Fuddlers,
Yeah.
see you at the
There's a
gallows.
Probst handling equipment company. So that's something. But
I need a drink.
oh yeah, La Paglia. I feel like that's not super rolls off the tongue. I think it's actually probably more so determinant on person. But I think like Probst in particular, I think that sounds about right. Swag Daddy, yeah. I wouldn't mind seeing Dale on Survivor from Michigan. I believe he's been applying, right? I think that's what he said. Is that he's applied, but like he's taking the year off because he just had a kid or something. It's like I wouldn't be opposed to him being on. I mean, I feel like there's probably other people from Michigan I would like more than him, but so like, I think he seems a bit in line with modern Survivor casting choices. Yeah, Farm Guy 69. We gotta get Farm Guy 69. Is this name still Farm Guy 69? Do I want to look up? Actually, do I want to look up Farm Guy 69? I guess I. Okay, no, he does still come up. Is Elisa applying? I don't remember. It was Liz, Brittany, and some other person were applying. They were like at the open auditions or whatever a while back.
Look at him. Turn cop. Makes me believe.
But I would love to see Elisa play.
Self-righteous shite.
Verily, you are a man of principle.
I think Will would be great TV. Be a fucking disaster, but he'd be great TV. Larry Probst is the chairman of EA.
Nassau is over, that's plain to see. I say we skip out tonight and regroup at my compound.
Wait, he's also the chairman of the United States Olympic Committee? Or he was. Okay, he was.
The Brits have brought their supplies ashore, see?
So that's really random.
We make some gunpowder and pine pitch. We can build a fire ship and send it straight at the blockade, blasting it to smithereens.
Aye. We'll use
Odds of me ever applying for reality TV? Probably not high at this point. You know, when I was younger, probably, but
Right.
I don't care enough anymore.
Powder, I'll secure the pine pitch.
Like, I legitimately wanted to be on Big Brother when I was a kid. Then again, like, around, like, beginning of college or so, I thought about Survivor. But, yeah, at this point, I don't care. Would I play? I mean, like, I think if I was recruited, it's like, I guess. I don't know. Like, I don't know. I don't have the motivation, to be honest. Like, I don't have, like, the gumption to play. I'll say with Survivor, though, it would be nice to just make money for just being there, essentially. Again, like, being first boot on Survivor, you're making 11,000. It's like, I feel like that's pretty solid. Especially now it's only 26 days and whatever. It's like, I mean, I don't know. Worst case scenario, you make $11,000. Like, Big Brother, it's like, what, first boot probably only makes 1,000, right, for stipend. And even beyond that, like, I mean, like, the other shows, like, fuck that. I'm not doing fucking BB Can. I mean, too far, I don't live in Canada anyway, but, like, still, it's like, I mean, like, if a show had, like, the prize money BB Can, it's like, I'm not doing this. Like, why am I even on this show? Again, the grand prize is $100,000 and no one else gets any money. Or I think second place gets like $20,000, right, or something. But still, it's like, this is like not worth it. Like, I'm not taking 3 months of my life for this to be the like grand prize. like even BBUS I think is like kind of like eh. But like BB Can, it's like I would never do BB Can. Cool. Oh, yeah, I guess BB Can is shorter, but still, I still wouldn't do it. Again, like you, like for Survivor, like what if you make them merge on Survivor? You make like pretty much half of what the winner. Actually, I don't know. Is that about right? But either way, it's like like just getting on Survivor, you're making more than like anybody makes on BB Can outside of the winner, runner-up, and fan favorite. Like I just legitimately like don't know why you wouldn't just do Survivor if you're in Canada, especially now that you don't have to pay taxes on the winnings too. It's like why not just try for Survivor? It's like you make so much more money. Maybe that's why BB Can's struggling. Why BB Can's like casting more recruits. Can't swim though. I mean, just be first boot. You make a good chunk of money for that. No, just have be on the tribe of Jonathan. He'll drag you. He'll be fine. I assume Marianne and Erica got their taxes back. Because I believe what it is that they have to pay it first, and then they can apply to get it back from, like the Canadian government, right? See, like that's my problem with like games in general is that like I don't play to win. Like I play for whatever is my best outcome. Like I don't personally care about winning. Which is why I feel like I don't think they would even really want me on Survivor anyway. Like even if I did want to go, but which like I will say like straight up is a frustrating like thing to see. Like I remember like watching like Sequester and everything, and you see these people like clearly like not actually caring, just trying to get like other people to win and stuff. Like it's annoying, but like straight up that is probably how I would play. Like I really don't care. What do I care about then? Like getting the outcome that I would want while also probably like having the least amount of struggle to get it. How far do I get until I realize I could actually try? I don't know, probably like final 9-ish. But I think by that, it would probably be too late, right? I think probably they would already not respect you. At the point that I'm going to be there the entire time, I feel like I might as well try by that point. It's like, ideally, I would be like, merge boot. So I get a decent chunk for going out there. I get to stay in Ponderosa for like 2 weeks. I feel like that wouldn't be like the worst thing in the world. You get to still be at the reunion show. I think at the end of the day, it's like that's really what everyone should be striving for. It's just that at the end of the day, for most people, like that, like the best possible outcome is obviously for them to win. But like, I personally don't care about winning. Outside of obviously like having $1 million would be nice. But yeah, I don't really have like the I don't know, like the competitive nature, I guess. Shit. Game? Thank you. Fuck. Great. Yeah, I don't get why Brandon was even out there. Or Brendan, right? Yeah, but either way. But yeah, I assume it's like, they just want the adventure? Is that what it is? Because yeah, he was already, like, stacked. And actually, really, that's like a lot of people on... Now I think about it, that's a lot of people on Tokachins, isn't it? Or I guess 2 people, I should say. Like Taj and Brendan. Like, we're both, like, already rich, so it's like, why were they out there? Like, I know Taj doesn't even want to do it again. I'm gonna die, aren't I? I think Aaron is rich now. Fuck. Yeah, they're definitely not bringing back the reunion show. I believe they're still paying them for the reunion show, though, which is funny. At least as of 42. But yeah, they're not bringing back the actual reunion show, which is a shame, obviously. But again, like, that's the thing with Survivors. At this point, if they can cut costs, they will, and they'll stick that way. That's why I think 26 days is here to stay. Where, and like, sadly, I think it's probably that or no Survivor at all at this point. Like, I don't know if CBS would be willing to up the budget again to go back to 39 days. I'll be fucked if I was on a tribe like Ua? Probably. Yeah, I'm a very high variance Survivor player, I feel like. Like, I feel like if I'm on, like, a Matt Singh, Ua, like one of those tribes, I'm pretty fucked. I think once I get to the merge, I think I could do well. But I think if I'm on a tribe that's, like, continuously going to tribal pre-merge, I think I'm pretty fucked. And even I still think, like, there's, like, even some, like, Jacob Derwin-esque potential. Like, I feel like I'm more self-aware than that, but you never know. Cool. Great. Oh, I died from that? Okay, cool. God damn it. Yeah, worst player than Rogue? Yeah, I should do that. Well, actually, I really shouldn't, should I? Because that would mean, like, probably making, racist comments and everything, which, yeah, I think I'm good on that. I supposedly they're gonna leave Fiji, right? Or at least that's the speculation. Is that 47, 48 might not be in Fiji? But again, I think it's, if they do leave Fiji, it's because of saving money. Because I assume that means that that Fiji is probably not paying them as much. Because as of right now, like, Fiji is paying Survivor to film there. So yeah, I assume if they leave Fiji, it's because Fiji is probably not going to be paying them anymore. So they're like, well, then fuck, we should leave. Why is Fiji doing it? Tourism. And it's kind of the same thing with, like, which season was that? Amazing Race Asia? Like, one of the last season of Amazing Race Asia was, like, sponsored by the Indonesian Department of Tourism or whatever. Where, like, it's essentially just promotion for your country. Pull a cowboy and make racist comments against myself. I could see that happen. I wouldn't be that. Dude, if this was me like I don't know what, 10 years ago, I think that would have been pretty probable. When you say like anti-Asian stuff on, but yeah, now probably not. But yeah, I was a lunatic like 10 years ago. I'll put rice in my sock to find advantage. No, I wouldn't go that far. That's the one thing Jacob Derwin did that I wouldn't do. Everything else, I would do the exact same. I too would be played by Stephanie Johnson. I don't know if I would get along with Michael Yerger, so probably. Like, I mean, I feel like if I was on that, like, I essentially would be in the Jacob Derwin spot if I'm on that tribe. Or, like, I would definitely be trying to work with, like, Laurel, Donathan, James Lim. Fuck. Be like that side of things over the Brendan, Michael, Libby. Yeah, whatever. Or I say 2 ears, one mouth. Probably not. I don't know if I'll be a good confessionalist. I assume I wouldn't be. Especially a good like okay, this is bad. Yeah, I don't know if I would be good at voting confessionals. Cool. What was like bone? Would I dominate the game at least? I mean, again, I would be in the Kenny spot, right? So, I don't know, maybe. Again, I like Kenny would be in the alliance with Michelle Chase. But I don't know, if Kenny can do it, I feel like I could probably do it. But also, I don't think I would fuck up as much as he fucked up in the end. It probably took me months to learn Alina's name, probably. Yeah, I'll probably call Mariah Maria the entire time. If I was on David's tribe, I would line with Gabby and Christian and Nick. And Davey. I think Davey would be like the main person. Like Davey and probably Gabby would probably be like the two main people I would go to. I mean, like, really, I have like a very similar background to Gabby. Okay, cool. At least until like more recently, where like now she's going for like a PhD in like psychology or whatever she's going for. But like before that, like she like had a computer science degree, right? Did technical writing. She's half Asian. I don't know. It's like I feel like we have very similar backgrounds. So I feel like I would bond with Gabby. I feel like actually, I don't know if Gabby would be like. I guess the fact that Gabby like so quickly turned on Christian, like maybe Gabby wouldn't be the perfect ally. But I think like the interesting thing about Gabby is that Gabby is like an emotional person, but not an emotional player. And I feel like she would be like somewhat predictable in that nature. to where like I feel like I would be fine working with her. But to be fair, I don't know if I would get that read necessarily from being on the island. Like I think like if I was on like All Stars with Gabby, I feel like I would like have a good read on Gabby. But I don't know if I would from just seeing how she acted on on David vs. Goliath on the island. Because I don't know, like did Christian think she had it in her to like flip on him? Probably not, right? Would I be bitter at Bob if I found I wouldn't be bitter, but I still wouldn't vote for Bob. Again, like Kenny being bitter at Bob for Bob not giving him the immunity necklace is one of the most ridiculous things. When like he was planning on voting out Bob the entire time. It's like, how dare you not throw away your game to give me the win? On Apari? I'll be fucked on Apari. Like, whose spot would I even take? I guess Woo's, I guess. But yeah, I'll be pretty fucked, I think. Like, I don't think I have anything in common with Cliff. I mean, Cliff seems like an affable guy, but, like, I just don't think I have anything in common with him. Lindsay, I would not get along with Lindsay. Trish should be fine, but, like, I don't think I'd be, like, super close to Trish. Tony would be interesting. I don't know if I would get along with Tony, though. But you never know. I don't think I'd get along with Sarah, so I think I'd be pretty fucked.
Come on, boys, you're lagging.
That's this bloody hemp.
How would Cookie from All-Star Battle do on Big Brother? I definitely know that answer right now. Farron Oolong? Probably not well. Yeah, I think I'd be relatively early boot there. Yeah, I don't see anyone there that I would like really bond with. Like maybe James Miller.
Think so?
Dead in the water otherwise.
Yeah, like no one there like screams out to me. Maybe Angie, maybe. I don't know. Even then, not really. Actually, maybe Ashley Ashby, maybe. I don't know. I would not be doing well on Oolong. Oh yeah, I would definitely align with Coconut Boy. Gotta love Coconut Boy. That is one of the funniest like little reunion moments. Is that Jeff Wilson claims that everyone just calls him Coconut Boy. I forgot about this mission. Dude, the fucking tailing missions are ridiculous in this game. Evil Dick really loved Bella Ramsey in a recent episode? That's cool. I'm surprised Evil Dick's watching last one. I guess it's not that big of a surprise, actually. But again, like, Bella Ramsey is she's really her performance is really great. I just, like, don't love the change they made to Ellie's character. If I got offered to be in a POC alliance, would I accept? Yeah, obviously. I'll accept any alliance. Will I stay true to it? I don't know. But I'll accept it. I would get along with Spencer, I feel like. I mean, Spencer and Cagayan is essentially what I was at, like, 18, so, I mean... Like, I feel like, yeah, I would get along with Spencer. Like, that's kind of why... That's why I picked him as my winner pick at the time, Cagayan, because I was like, oh, this is just me, essentially. Hunapu? I think I would get along with Jeremy. I feel like we have, like... Like, I think, like, personality-wise, I'll get along with Jeremy. I feel like we have, like, nothing in common, like, life experience-wise. But, I don't know, I feel like I would get along with Jeremy. Maybe Natalie. I feel like I would get along with Kelly Wentworth. Yeah, I don't know about Missy. I don't know about John. I don't know about Drew. Well, Drew Christie would be something. Drew Christie. Yeah, that would be interesting for me and Drew Christie. I see a tall British guy. Or lad. I wonder if there's a list of failed alliances in Survivor history. I don't know if someone's actually made a list, but
Stop!
oh, did not mean to do that. Who didn't get along with? Actually, has anyone not gotten along with? I guess Keith. Keith didn't get along with Jeremy, right? Considering starting Outer Banks. Yeah, I've heard good things about it. I don't know anything about it though. Barely got that. Some flaws seen Spencer. I mean, I think just like general social ability. Probably a bit like. Is ill-tempered the right word? Like, I don't know if it's ill. Like, maybe like too sarcastic. And too, demeaning? Is that the word I'm trying to think of? Like, condescending. I think that's the term I'm trying to think of. Condescending. And probably like a know-it-all that some warranted, some not. Yeah, I'm fucked on that saying. I don't think anyone there's that great. Like I'd probably try to work with Russell Swan, but like, and like probably Malcolm, but like I don't think I really have like a good ally there. How believable? Oh, Spoiler Girl? What was Spoiler Girl saying? Yeah, I think I might have an in with Drew Christie. Teo told the challenge, not the. Oh yeah, I know about that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's right, but it's because she said that before. Or at least I don't know if it's like the part about like, oh, I only want to be on Amazing Race, and CBS is like pissed off about that. Like, I don't know about that part of it, but like. Taylor herself has said in interviews that she doesn't want to do the challenge and that she only wants to do Amazing Race. So it's like, I'm pretty sure this is just her backing off of the, those interviews. Oh, I'm not even thinking. I completely forgot this is Assassination Mission. Wow, I really fucked that up. Ometepe and Upolu. I think Upolu I could do okay. Ometepe, yeah, I'm pretty fucked on Ometepe. Especially with Boss Rob there, I'm pretty I would not work well with Boss Rob, I don't think.
The governor's given us a pardon.
But Upolu I think I could do okay. I think I'll get along with Coach. I think I can get along with Sophie. Albert.
Such squalor. Your parasites feeding off the industry of honest men.
Yeah, like I think I can get along with that majority alliance.
Know your place,
Edna, I think I would do okay with Edna.
You may have taken my life, but you have not improved your own by any measure.
What I said, he didn't say cast 0% chance to win the game. Definitely, 100%.
If not for that heathen, Governor Rogers, I'd have seen.
To be honest, I might not even go that. I might just say fuck you to cast like right away. Like I might not even like get to the 0% chance to win the game.
All of you.
I might just like tell her she's a fucking idiot right there, like to her face. Foa? I think I could work with like Jason. I don't know how I would do with Russell. Like as a whole, like I don't see like me in the main power structure there, but I think there's like a couple people I could probably work with at least. Challenge scene, do something you should only do if you know how to run a final, or if you're desperate for a check, yeah, that's pretty much Anissa. Yeah, Ben Browning, definitely working with Ben Browning. And to be fair, Ben Browning actually lives in Indonesia now, not right? Like, he married an Indonesian, so there might be some in with Ben Browning. Coco, so I think I would do pretty well in Coco, I think. Like, I think I would do better on Modern Survivor than I would on older Survivor. But yeah, like Coco, I think I can do well with like James. I could do well with like Cassidy. Who else? Like, Lindsay, probably hit or miss. Carla, probably hit or miss. Ryan and Gio, I don't know. But I don't know. I feel like James in particular, I feel like seems like someone I would definitely work with. Dead in the edit in AU. Who is dead in the edit AU? Like probably Jerry. Like he's just gotten like almost no content recently, and I feel like if we do get the eventual Jerry Matt final 2, I feel like Matt's probably beating him based on the edit. To be fair, Matt's almost dead too. I think Matt's like just gotten a lot of nothing recently. Now, who else is dead? Like, Simon's kind of dead, but, like, there's, like, a semblance of a chance. Surprised Ryan and James never worked together. If it was the first time in recent history. I mean, Ryan and James, I believe, like, Ryan thought he was working with James, right? Is it Ryan and Gio thought they had James and Carla the entire time? But, yeah, like, James was more loyal to... like Carla and Cassidy. Oh yeah, Nina. Nina's dead for sure. Actually, I don't know. I don't know if she's dead though. Like I think it's a kind of like Simon, where like there's a semblance of a chance, but yeah, like pretty much zero. And yeah, Sean's kind of in that spot too. All men tribes. Like Amazon, like I think I would be in a Dan Liu style spot. Where like I don't think I would get along with Roger. But also like I don't know if I get along with Ryan either though. I'd probably get along with Rob and like Alex. Maybe Matthew. And then the other, like I think I'm fucked on, Lepevi. Wait, where am I going here? Oh, it is actually here? Okay. I should be good with ship upgrades, right? Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm fucked on Lepevi. I don't see anyone there that I would really be good with.
You'd raise a cloud here, lout. You sat on enough gunpowder to blow New Providence off its rocks. Stay off me, mate.
What if Nina is the final hero and gets a massive underdog at it? Like, I think the thing with Nina is that I think the one thing keeping her alive is that she had a very good, like, opening confessional in episode 1. I think kind of the issue is that we get, like, well, I'm one that she gets nothing after that, but then, like, I thought there was, like, maybe a chance again, like, right before the merge where she talks about, like, how, like, now's the time to start playing, and then, like, nothing happens after that. So, like, I think she pretty much is dead.
Stay near the fire ship,
Yeah, I don't know about what production's thinking about her. Monono? Which one's Monono? Is that Ghost Island? Oh no, that's the fucking One World men's tribe. I think I would fit in with the what do they call themselves? Anyway, the people like the Troyzan, I guess Colton, but like I mean like Jonas, I feel like I would get along with. Like the not alpha guys on that tribe. Tarzan. I would love to play with Tarzan. Like, that would be hilarious.
Come to planks. Incoming.
But I don't know, that, like, I feel like that's the sort of person that I would want to work with, is this, like, Stevie, this, like, sort of, like, predictable, older person that I can, like, pick up as a number. Like, that's, like, kind of the, like, at least one of the types of allies I would want. Again, like a Gabby, like I said, like, someone that, like, a strategic partner that I can, like, kind of, bounce off of, that, like, obviously I, like, could get close to, like, personally, but then also, like, kind of be able to predict, like, when they're, like, gonna eventually flip on me. Because, like, I expect them to be a logical player. Yeah, like, Gabler, I think, is probably, like, I would try to work with Gabler, for sure. Like, if I was in, like, Owen's spot in 43, which is, like, I think that's probably where I would be archetype-wise. Actually, I think that's, like, that's a pretty, like, I mean, I would assume that's a pretty good tribe for me. But then, like, it didn't work out for Owen, so it's like, you never know. But, like, I don't know, I feel like a lot of those people are people that I think I could work with. Like, I think the red tribe, Vessi, I think that's probably the worst tribe for me on 43. Where, like, Vessi, it's like, I don't know if I don't see myself being that great with Cody. Like, Neka, it's like, eh. I think Dwight, I can get along with Dwight for sure. Like, just, like, Noelle, I feel like I have, like, nothing in common with Noelle. Justine, like, eh. I like Cody, I just don't know if I would get along with Cody in real life. Like, I feel like we just have, like, nothing in common.
The Brits are on to us. Look there.
Owen's probably an underrated player. Is he? I mean, he's kind of on the bottom of Baka for a lot of it. And, like, thought he was working with Ellie and Janine when, like, they were always, like, planning on picking Sammy over him. Yeah, I think I could get along with Jesse. But I feel like, I mean, essentially, I think if I was on Vessi, I would be in the Dwight position. Actually, I don't even think I would be as good as Dwight, really. Because, again, like, I don't know if I would be able to even bond with, like, Noelle and Justine. Like, I don't know what I have in common with them. Fuck, okay, cool. Baka's your least favorite tribe in recent history? Why? I thought it was a fun tribe. Fucking train wreck of a tribe. No, I would have Haley above Bob, I think. I don't know, like, I think with Haley, like, I'm willing to excuse some of it on the twist, but I'm still gonna dock her a lot, though, from a winner ranking. But I think, like, she would still be above, like, Bob. And she's above, like, Christy. Like, she's not at the very, very bottom, but I think, like, probably, like, the Ben Driebergens, like, like, Mike Holloway, like, I feel like she's probably, like, nearing that spot of the list. I think she's probably above Ben. Considering Ben, like, outright got saved by, forced fire making. But, yeah, I think, like, her and Mike are probably back-to-back, I think. I forgot where I have Shane. I think I might debate her being above Shane. Because didn't Shane get saved from Mo quitting? So it's like, I don't know, that's not like that different. And again, I think you can still argue that Haley got screwed over. So it's like, and again, I don't fully like buy into that, but like I think you can at least argue it to where like, I don't know. It's like I feel like there's like enough there to where like I'm not gonna like fully dock her. Oh yeah, Shannon an idol, but even then she would be saved by an idol then. Gabler's annoying. Ellie's an annoying white feminist, is she? Janice nobody. Same as a weirdo that likes Elon Musk. Oh yeah, I forgot he was a big Tesla guy, right? Yeah, I haven't listened to the RCP podcast yet with Mariah. I don't know if I'm going to be honest. Like, I feel like there's so many podcasts that, like, I feel like that's the one I'm, like, probably the least interested in listening to. Where, like, you have, like, Taryn's podcast with Claire. I started listening to Shannon's with Nick. But, like, I don't know if I have time to listen to Mariah's. It's where, like, I feel like it's probably, like, the last one I'll listen to, if I do. Wrong thing. Is she Hispanic? I didn't even know that, actually. Oh, yeah, I didn't know that. Her name's like Ellie Scott, right? It just sounds like the most... Oh, wait, am I actually going to die? Like, when did that happen? Okay, well, this is bad. I literally spent, like, all last stream fucking upgrading. How am I already, doing poorly? What? Okay, well, that's great. She's from Utah? That's kind of random. Oh, fucked on Millennials Tribe? I don't know. Like, yeah, I would probably align with, like, Zeke, Hannah, Mari. I don't think I have anything in common with, like, Taylor. I think I can get along with Jay, but I don't think I'd be, like, the #1 ally for Jay. But yeah, like, I don't know if I would get along with, like, Michelle. Like, super religious and everything, so. Oh, wait, I'm just supposed to escape. I'm not even supposed to kill them. Well, I'm just being I'm just being an idiot. Favorite winner from a personal standpoint? Probably, like as a character, Tony. As, like, as a person? Like, maybe, like, I think Adam's story is, like, a really touching one. A
mighty mess there.
Who else would there be? Like, Marianne's obviously great. But it might be Adam. Jeremy, I think Jeremy also. Yeah, I'm sure Tommy's a good person, just he's kind of boring. I'm just like running through the rest of my head. Like Sophie, kinda. She's a bit young, though, at the time she won. I guess so was Marianne. Actually, I guess Adam was also, like, relatively young, too, right? How old was Adam? He's probably, like, what, 26, 25, somewhere in there?
We'll see about Thatch.
He's 32 now. say he was 25.
Vane's off to see him now, and I'm following soon.
This is what's left of your experiment in democracy.
Fabio's the greatest reaction to winning of all time.
Please hear him. We'll take our time doing it.
I think to me, the winner reveal of Fabio is one of my favorite moments in the history of Survivor. Not just the actual like final vote, but like the entire sequence. Like if you know the context of what happened, it's like one of the funniest scenes. If you like look at Fabio's reaction and everything. Where if you don't know, like Fabio like thought he won 7-2 and was like telling everyone at the reunion show that he had won. So like he was already like partying as if he won. And then when he sees the third chase vote, he starts to like freak out. Because like he thought he won 7-2. So like at the moment that there's like 2 more chase votes, he's like, holy shit. Like did they lie to me this entire time? And then like he just like gets the final votes anyway. But like it is funny that like it's like they make it look like it's a 7-2 chase vote instead. But then it's like a landslide of Fabio votes at the end. So yeah, like it's like he's like starting to freak out at the like 4th chase vote, and then the like next Fabio vote comes out and he starts like celebrating again. Like it is like a fun sequence. I mean, Chase knew he lost. So it's like for him, it's like he like when he sees like the 3rd chase vote, he's surprised too. He's like he assumed he had lost, and I guess it's like kind of cool in the sense that like maybe it gave him like a glimpse of hope. But I'm sure Chase Rice is fine. Yeah, Chris has a great winner reaction because he's like literally yelling out "fuck yeah." I think Mike would have done the Challenge USA probably pretty well. Especially if you like swap him out for like Ben. I think he's pretty much in the same spot. Just not getting injured. I mean, who knows? He probably gets injured too. But Seppia's is fine. Like I always found that kind of like over the top to a degree of like her like literally falling backwards in her chair and everything. But it's like yeah. Where am I going? Oh, is this the actual Blackbeard mission? Oh, it is. Okay. Should I do this now? I feel like I shouldn't. Yeah, it's 3:14 in the morning. Yeah, we'll probably end. I love like I have no context of time now because like we've played 3 different games tonight. But yeah, I think we'll probably call it because this is a long mission, so it's not really a point in starting that. Oh, yeah, it is funny that I did clip the why does Bree get a say from yesterday's stream. That I was just like scrolling through the stream. He's got posted on YouTube today, and I was like, I got to that point, and I was like, yeah, that's pretty funny. I want to clip that. Colby has the best loser reaction. I mean, yeah, because he didn't care. Like he didn't like really even want to win. I guess he wanted to win, but he didn't really care if he won. I guess it's probably the better way to phrase it. If Carter made Final 2 and was runner-up, would she only be above Natalie? Probably. Like, she'd probably be even lower than, like, Tara, right? So, yeah, probably. At the Sandra when she walked past Russell and hugged Parvati. Did she? I feel like I haven't noticed that. I do want to do that, like, ranking of every winner reaction. I feel like someone already did it, though, right? I feel like someone did it. Supreme did top 20. Oh, and this is other. I Am Beans did a ranking every Survivor winner reaction. So I don't know. I feel like that kind of like delays my video, but it would be fun to do though. Angel Cake wants Sugar or Brooke J over Emily, I probably would have wanted. I would have wanted Brooke J. I don't know if I would have wanted Sugar. Who the fuck is Sugar? Like I feel like Emily's like a bigger name than Sugar, at least. Rank every runners up reaction to losing. I think that'll be funnier. That's too many people though. Like, do I really want to rank all, like, how many people are there? Like 60 something, right? How recent is that video? I think it said 2 months ago, something like that. Marley over Grant. Yeah, I would have personally, but like, it's like I would have wanted people in the final. Over, like, really, it's like I think it should have just been winners only. But who else was even? I don't even remember who the other guys were in the final. It was what, Kieran and Connor, yeah. See, I don't know. Actually, I forgot Marley. Grant made it further than Marley? I didn't remember that. Like, I don't know how well Connor would do, though. That's kind of my question. But also, it's like, I guess it doesn't really matter that much. I don't know. I just find, like, the entire World Championship format is just weird to me. It's like, I think it should have just been all winners. And, like, if not, then at least finalists. Like, the fact, and I guess they probably couldn't get them is probably what it is. But, like, still, it's like, why are Grant and Emily there? For Argentina, I believe the two non-winners are, like, two of the, like, early boots. So, like, that's also, like, weird. At least UK, they did it properly. And even US, they technically did it properly, even though Ben got medevac or whatever. But, like, still, at least that's, like, fine. I still don't know why they went Ben, but whatever. Yeah, like, I don't get what they're doing about Australia and Argentina. And then, like, also, it's like, I don't know what they're doing with the format, too. Like, what a shit format. Like, the entire format of all these other shows, the algorithm, where, like, partners change every round. Then for World Championship, they're not changing every round. They're just going to stick with the same partners the entire season. It's like, who decided that? Like, what was the point? It's like, really? We're going to, like, declare, like, the best of the best to be, like, all determined by your initial pair that you were paired up with at the very beginning? Actually, I believe there's, like, a draft for it, right? But still, it's like, it's just really lame. See you later, Sorko. Yeah, we're about to end. Where are we at? We're at 3:20 in the morning. Why do you think Ben and Justine? I think because they were willing to do it. And had the least amount of... Like, I think they probably wanted Tyson and Angela, right? But, like, they didn't want it. Like, yeah, we know that Tyson said no. And I assume Angela said same. Yeah, Dom, I think, doesn't want to do it either. So it's like with the guys, it's like, next up is Ben. And yeah, Enzo, yeah, and also Enzo, but fuck Enzo. And yeah, with the women, it's like, they probably could have gotten Kayla, but I think Justine helps with the diversity mandate, for one. And outside that, it's like, I don't know, maybe they could have gotten Desi, I don't know, but like, I probably would have gotten Desi over Justine, but Justine's not bad either. Is there a challenge DQ that hasn't come back? Yeah, I'm not that well versed in challenge to know that off the top of my head. Oh yeah, Adam R from Rival. Like, he's supposed to be like an actual, like, lunatic outside the show, right? Does he got engaged? Okay. Callum and AJ. I'm perfectly fine with who they picked for UK. Like, I think Nathan's good, and then Yeah, like for the woman, it's like, yeah, probably Zara. Like Zara's kind of boring based on what we saw, but like she's fine. Wasn't Callum? Callum was an alternate, wasn't he? I thought I saw. Wasn't he on the list of alternates? Let's see. Challenge. World Championship. Because I looked this up like not too long ago. I'm pretty sure I saw him on the list of alternates. Like I think it was right after I watched UK. Oh, maybe not. Okay, I guess he's not on the list of alternates. No? Okay, maybe it's not. Alright, maybe I misremembered that. Pick Courtney over Zara. I mean, Courtney's boring too. I think they're both boring. I think Zara, I think Zara helps with diversity. So I think just for that, I would pick Zara. But like, they're both boring. Like, I don't know. Who do you think is a winner? Better winner, Kaz or Kiki? Kaz was a better challenger. Kiki is a better character. Where like Kaz won, like out of the 4 dailies, she won 2 of them, right? Well, Kiki was a lot more like inconsistent. If Rogue was sent to villains, I think she'd be the next boot. And the fact that we see the villains like celebrating when Rogue went home makes you know instantly, like, yeah, Rogue was actually just genuinely terrible to everybody. So it's like, yeah, I think she's the next boot anyway. I think I would have more faith in Kaz than Kiki. But I think they're like not that far apart. But Kiki had like a back injury, right? That was like the big thing with her. But I think like based on what we've seen, I don't know actually, because like Kaz had a like kind of a mediocre final though, right? Like she just barely beat Zara. So I think maybe I would go Kiki in a final, but like I think Kaz like just throughout the normal season was better, even though it was a shorter normal season. Tristan or Troy? I think I would go Troy. I don't know. Tristan's big though. Like I think like obviously Troy has the disadvantage of being like a smaller guy, but like again he held his own against Conrad in that elimination. Yeah, I think I would probably go Troy. Like, Tristan never won a daily, which is funny. Like, I believe he's, like, the only winner, like, one of the only winners to never win a daily. Which, again, like, it's wonky because it's such a short season, but still. Is he the only winner ever? Or is it, like, only individual winner? Well, I guess it would be the... Yeah, because I guess teams it would be more likely you would win daily. What's his top 25 greatest female players? I mean, this is pretty much my list. I mean, I would debate like Sarah or Emily. Actually, I don't know. Is Casey 7? Like, it might be, but like, ugh. Yeah, that probably is the case. Tori 8. Yeah, I mean, like, it's not that dissimilar from my list. It's just that it's weird that we're in a world where Casey's number 7. I don't think I would have. I mean, like, Jody in her peak? Even then, like, I actually think Casey's just so consistent. Like, if it wasn't for Kenny, like, Casey would have just, like, rode to the final once again here. Like, Casey's just so fucking boring, but, like, she is, like, a very consistent competitor. Like, I just think Casey just gets to a final every single time she plays if there's not some weird thing to take her out along the way. I already answered a Tristan or Troy thing. I said Troy. Casey will probably never win a season again. I mean, why? I think she definitely could win a season again. Keely was a Casey fan during BB20. I mean, I can't believe you were either. You were too. But I wasn't a Casey fan. Even on BB20, I thought she was boring. Oh yeah, I wouldn't knock anything from her for this season. For Ride or Dies. It's like she had Kenny as her partner, so I mean, like, how much can you really dock her? Yeah, what is this? Dude, I have so much shit open on my computer. My computer's like running kind of slow just because I have Premiere open, I have Audacity open, I have like 2 spreadsheets open. I don't know, I have like a lot of shit open right now. Oh, the Inheritance Advantage. Final 7 is the last time I played. Yeah. I actually don't hate the Advantage anymore. Mainly because you can play, like, you have to play it at the time the votes are cast. Which I think, like, really neuters the Advantage. Like, it still can potentially be game breaking. But I think it would take, like, very precise timing and very, like a lot of awareness of the game in order to do so. Or you could just have your own advantage and double that. I think that's kind of the worry, right? Like, so Sarah, like, again, has an idol, extra vote, whatever. She could just, like, essentially just use whatever advantages she wants and then gets them back right away. So essentially her one idol can be 2 idols. But even then, like, I don't think that's, like, the worst thing in the world. I think Danny... I'd probably put Danny below Troy, above Tristan. Yeah, I think for me, that's the more overpowered part of it, is... Like, I mean, because, like, realistically, I think this is actually better than Knowledge is Power, under the context of, like, Knowledge is Power is, like, first iteration. Like, now where we know people know about Knowledge is Power, I think Knowledge is Power is a bit neutered, but... like, when people didn't know about Knowledge Power, I thought Knowledge Power was way more overpowered than this is. But this has probably worse long-term, or, like, worse, like, there's a worst case scenario with this. Where if, like, Sarah plays this at a tribal where, like, again, like, just imagine the Winners at War no-vote tribal happened, where like, Ben, Tony, Natalie played their idols, which I guess it wouldn't happen because that's Final 6, but still, like, let's just say 3 people play their idols. She uses this advantage. She has 3 idols the next round. Like, that's ridiculous. Like, obviously, that's the worst-case scenario. But it's like, how likely is that to happen? Not particularly likely. But again, the fact that that's, like, a situation that can happen is ridiculous. But yeah, I think there's definitely some major downsides to it, but, like, it's not the worst advantage they've ever made in my eyes. Again, if it was a situation where she could play it after, like, she played it after the tribal, then that's, like, seriously overpowered. But the fact that she has to know, like, what advantages are being played and everything, or, like, when advantages are going to be played, I think that kind of, like, makes it a little bit more balanced. I think Sarah's probably the worst of Kaz and Kiki. Again, Sarah, like, didn't even really win. She really won because she didn't quit. Like, she was in last place, so it's like, I don't know. I'm not thinking too highly of her. But yeah, I think we'll probably end here. Again, we're almost we're past 3:30 now. Fuck me. So yeah, what day is it? Again, I feel like I've had the, like, last, what is this now, 5 days off. I feel like I'm starting to lose my mind now. Yeah, so today's Sunday, right? So we'll be back on Wednesday. We got Survivor. We got BB Can premiere. Actually, we got a lot. Holy shit! Actually, I forgot about that. Yeah, World Championship. We got 2 episodes of AU. I'll probably... Actually, I don't even know if I'll put work in my... because tomorrow I'll probably record the Last of Us review. Last of Us TV show episode review. I'll probably edit that. Maybe I'll also record Australian Survivor. I'll do that. I might even record the 400 Days video and do that first. So I don't know how much progress I'm actually going to make in my Last of Us retrospective in that time. But maybe not. 5 days off. I haven't watched All-Star Battle. What a shame. I did watch, actually, even today, I barely watched anything outside of Australian Survivor and Last of Us. I watched 2 episodes of Power Rangers Ninja Steel. Because that's the thing I'm fucking doing. But yeah, that's a show that exists. Again, I'm doing the Power Ranger ranking. I wouldn't be watching it normally. But yeah. Outside, I just watched a couple streams in the background, but yeah. So there'll be a lot to talk about next time. So we'll continue on with Black Flag, I guess. I think this is gonna take me still 2 more streams. I think. Because where am I right now? I'm at sequence. Is it sequence 9 or 8? It's 8, isn't it? Yeah, 8. Actually, I don't even remember the sequences well enough anymore. So sequence 8 has Blackbeard dying. Is this also where you get stranded with Vayne? I don't know, maybe actually it might be still 3 more streams. I don't know. But whatever. Either way. Yeah. Be back with more of this on Wednesday. Got a lot of stuff to talk about there. But for now, see you guys next time.